Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here. This is gonna be kind of weird because I only have the one camera, but I'm gonna do my book opening now. I'm gonna do the basically the paperback first, and there's gonna be more than one copy in here. I ordered five actually, so hopefully they're all five in there, and hopefully they're in very good condition. But I wanted to order some author copies, so maybe I could perhaps do some sort of book signing later on. Maybe even sign some books and do a giveaway. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about that yet. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this box from Amazon. It's pretty big actually, so yes. So that should definitely have all five books in it. I'm just gonna open it in my lap with the box cutter that I have here. And then reveal the new cover, which I created myself. I created it by hand. I drew it by hand. I had to draw it on drawing paper and then basically scan it onto my computer, and I used Photoshop to do all the rest of the work. It was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be because the layout for I had to do it in separate pieces. So I had to do the girl from the story and the boy from the story. Well, I don't know if they're really girl and boy. It's basically they're teenagers and then they become adults. I had to do them separately and then put them in separately, and then everything else had to be put in separately because with KDP there's a tool called cover editor, and you have to use that in order to basically put in the cover. So basically what I had to do was put everything together using a template that they give me for the size of my book. So based on the size, how many pages, and the size of the book itself. And anyway, that was actually really hard, but I figured it out and got it to work finally after about, I don't know, 2-3 months later after the first launch. So I'm sorry to anybody who had the generic covered copy, but I mean, it is what it is. I still have generic covered copies too. So let me know what you think about this one. Open this up, and oh boy, look at this. Oh yes, that's perfect. There it is. I mean, yeah, I know it's kind of generic because it's just like, it's just the girl and the boy, but in a starry night background. But that is basically, I wanted to put some faces to the character names. So yeah, that's perfect. And then the back. I drew the sword too, so the sword that's on the back. So yeah, that's perfect. Oh my goodness, it turned out so much better than I hoped it would. And these are just author copies, so they can be resold or whatever if I did do a giveaway and somebody wanted to sell them or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it looks perfect in the inside too. Let's do the opening. That looks real nice. Title page. The layout is perfect. I've always worried about the layout because the spacing on it is really bad sometimes. So I had to redo the inside, so the content on the inside of the book, just because of just adding some words. So there's the contents page and the copyright page. Even got my illustrations by in there. I think I forgot to put that on the hardback cover, so that's my bad, but whatever. It is copyrighted in my name, the book cover, but I'm not going to hold accountability to anyone who actually shows the book, so don't worry about that. But yeah, there's 5 books in here. It's perfect, and they're all in great condition. I'm surprised they don't put any plastic wrap in here or bubble wrap. It's just the books in the box. It's kind of weird. It is kind of concerning because, you know, these things probably get thrown around. If you've ever worked in retail and stuff, you know how boxes get thrown around. And I know how no blame on UPS or FedEx, because I mean, you got a delivery time and you got so many packages you got to deliver before you can actually go home. So I mean, you're in a hurry. But yeah, that's kind of on Amazon there if that gets damaged, basically. But yeah, they're all in perfect condition, even though there's nothing in there to in between them or anything. But so that's the paperback. I think I'm gonna do a separate one for the hardback because it's a smaller box, and I only ordered 2 hardbacks, and it's the first hardback copy for it. Like, I did the hardback just before I finally got the cover finished, and I had to make a different cover for the hardback because it's done differently. So hopefully it turned out okay. I'm hoping it did, because I had to move the heads down further so that way they wouldn't, because you could see the background underneath their necks, and I didn't want that, so I had to redo it like several times over before I finally got it perfect. So I'll open that in another video. But let me know what you guys think of my cover. This is my first actual cover that I created myself by hand, or at least the characters. The words were just done in Photoshop, basically, using my own choice of letter. Font. That's what I'm trying to think of. Font. So I used my own choice of font, and I drew the sword and the girl and the boy, basically. I used basically an anime type layout for them, so kind of gives them kind of but it gives you somebody it gives a picture to the character so you guys can understand what they look like. But I did it exactly how I put into words what they look like. So he's kind of stoic looking. He's straight-faced all the time pretty much, and looks like he's glum all the time, even though he's not. He's actually really happy, even though something bad has happened to him. And basically, like I said on the back of the book in the details, his father is killed and he wants revenge, but he knows he can't do the same thing that his father did because he'll just end up dead too. As for the girl, she's somebody he meets the first day just before the game even starts, and in the game, that is. That's how they meet. And just immediately he has this feeling of he can trust her, and he really liked her. So, and of course I put the freckles on her face and everything. Like, all the details that I put in the book are on their faces. So I think it's perfect. To give a rough idea of what the book is about, or how basically what the genre it is, basically, I think Axel Grayson, somebody who's basically a close friend in Discord channels and stuff with me, and we've played some games together, like D&D and stuff. To put it into context so that you understand, it's basically a mixture of Sword Art Online and the Hunger Games. That's the best way I think I've heard it described. So basically, yeah, I did take some aspects of Sword Art Online. So like, they're going to be in a VRR MMO, and it's going to be basically a fight to stay alive. But this is way into the future, like into the year 3000. So you gotta understand that these type of games have been around for a long time, and the population on the planet has exploded. So there's a lot of people out there that don't have the availability of food. So the country's governments and stuff are under complete pressure to find a way to either decrease the population or find ways of getting more food to people and making it available. And they turn to gaming, and well, one of the biggest game designers or game company owners to find a solution, because they're at their wits' end, and they come up with Death Game Online, which was originally supposed to be Dungeon Game Online, because that's what my main character's father had planned for this whole thing. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one where I open the hardback, and we'll see what that looks like. Until then, I'll catch you in that one. Peace out.